On CBS, it's Arkansas and Alabama. Now let's go to the men calling the game. The voluptuous Vern Lundquist and the one and only Gary Danielson. They're at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, the SEC on CBS. Gentlemen.
All right, Tim, first time in my entire career I've ever been called voluptuous. First time. Arkansas against Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, a crowd in excess of 90,000 as the Crimson Tide plays their first SEC game, Arkansas in second. Good afternoon, everybody. Do I look voluptuous? I'm Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson. It's interesting, I think, how perceptions of teams are often formed by the reputations of their coaches. Take Arkansas and Bobby Petrino. He played quarterback for his father at Carroll College in Helena, Montana in the early 80s. For the entirety of his career, he has emphasized that side of the football to the extent that he's one of the great offensive minds in the game today. Nick Saban played defensive back for the legendary Don James at Kent State in the early 70s. Over the course of his coaching career, he's honed his concepts to the extent that few are regarded as better defensive minds than the Alabama coach. And Gary Danielson, it strikes me that these are both teams capable of big plays on either side of the ball.
I think that's exactly it, Vern. I think if you talk to someone in crisis management, they know that people who are good at things are going to make something happen. You have to mitigate the damages. And both these teams, the offense against an Alabama defense for Arkansas and Alabama against an explosive offense has to mitigate a big play. First downs are okay, touchdowns are bad. Ryan Mallett is the guy. He's going to stretch the field. Not only is he 6'7", but he's got a 70-yard arm. And he will throw the ball vertically, and their horizontal game is just as dynamic because he's got weapons all over the field. And it's not just one or two guys. It's 4, 5, 6, or 7 guys. From Adams to Childs to G.J. Williams, their outstanding tight end. Ryan Mallett will find some guys to throw it. The only way to stop it is to go right to the head of the snake. They got to get to Ryan Mallett.
Well, on the other side, defensively, now where do you put your focus for that?
So many people look at Nick Saban and say it's all about his scheme. And yes, he has a great scheme. But what Nick does better than anyone in college football is evaluate talent. He's got 2 inside linebackers, Rolando McClain, that are better as a group, better than anyone in the country. You've got to run through them, and their play calling as smart players and pass rushers is unparalleled. Those 2 guys are the key to the defense.
Well, it's the high-scoring Arkansas Razorbacks against the defensive-minded Alabama Crimson Tide. Back in a moment. A moment ago here at Bryant-Denny, Big Al, the cheerleaders, and the members of the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. Followed immediately by the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Winners of 1, losers to Georgia in a shootout last week. It is the Home Depot SEC on CBS. Arkansas 1-1 for the year. The Crimson Tide undefeated, but playing their SEC opener today and in quest of their 10th consecutive home victory. This game and all SEC college football games brought to you in crystal clear CBS high definition. Muggy overcast right now. A chance of rain. We had heavy showers earlier. 74 degrees and a high humidity. Alabama leads the series 11-8. Their first meeting all the way back in the '62 Sugar Bowl. Nick Saban has won 4 straight against the Hogs. Arkansas won the toss. They have elected to receive. And Dennis Johnson, who returned the kickoff 91 yards to open this season against Missouri State, he is back to return it. He also had one that goes the distance a year ago. Short, taken short at the 15-yard line, and back out to the 18-yard line, where the 37-yard line. And let's check in with Tracy Wilson.
Vern, you just mentioned the weather. It's actually sunny out here. It had been raining and raining hard for the last 3 hours, but I was told no more rain for the day. As for the surface, it's holding up extremely well. That's because there's a vacuum underneath, pumped out all the water. It is still a little bit slick. Bobby Petrino told me before the game, protecting the football will be key.
Mallett on first down. Out to the right side, the pass complete to Joe Adams, number 3. Ryan Mallett, who began his career at the University of Michigan, transferred to Arkansas, sat out all of last year, and a huge game the other night against Georgia. 408 yards, 5 touchdowns, both the best in school history. And he got 9 yards on the first down. It's 2nd and 1. Michael Smith, the running back. He goes left, has the first down plus a couple. Dante Hightower, Rolando McClain, the two fellas that Gary highlighted when we came on the air. And the starting lineups brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Dominguez, Cook, Oxner, Petrus, and Love. The offensive line. Right, DJ Williams, 61 catches a year ago. Smith, Adams, and Greg Childs. First down 10, Razorbacks. Mallett with time. Caught by his tight end, DJ Williams. Rolando McClain with the tackle, and here's the defensive group. Washington, Cody, and Dederick up front. The linebackers led by McClain and Dederick and Hightower, Eric Anders and Corey Reamer. And in the secondary, Arenas, Mark Barron, Woodall, Kareem Jackson. Wingo is the running back. Toss, DJ Williams can't quite get the block. Kareem Jackson is the first to make contact, and Arenas finished the job.
Arenas does a nice job here, not getting knocked down. The offensive player tries to throw at his feet. He sheds him with his hands, stays alive. As you said, Vern, Jackson strung him out, and Arenas makes the play near the sideline. It's like we got a penalty here on this play. Yep.
Nick Saban, third season as Alabama head coach. Tom Ritter is our referee today.
During the run, clipping, 72, offense, the penalties declined, third down.
Called on Grant Cook, the left tackle.
That's a bit of a surprise, declining that 10-yard penalty right there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty surprised. He's going to give him 3rd and 7 instead of 2nd and 20. That's a lot of confidence in your nickel package.
Now they've spotted the ball. They moved the down marker.
I see.
It's all the way back at the 46. Yeah.
Good call by Nick. Yes. When I was looking at the down marker, I said, wow.
You agree both ways?
Yes.
Yeah. 3rd and 11. Mallett hit, pulls up and fires a wounded duck, incomplete. Justin Woodall was the closest to it. He was there with Jarius Wright, and it was Marcel Darius, a sophomore, number 57 with the pressure.
Well, this is the football game right here. Get it into 3rd down situation, only a 3-man rush, and big guy Darius, number 57, who is becoming a force on this football team, just pushes his man right into the back and then deflects that ball. That is that 3rd down pass rush nickel that Nick is so famous for.
Here's the punt. And it rolls to a stop inside the 8-yard line. "45 yards on the punt." Alabama has the ball. LG is a proud NCAA corporate partner. Invites you to celebrate game day moments in the SEC. Oh, that was about an hour before the game. Looks like a cinematographer's delight. Life's good in the SEC.
But it stopped right on cue, didn't it?
It did. And here's McElroy and the Alabama offense. 1st and 10. Backs up under some pressure. Fires it out. It's incomplete at the 15-yard line. Colin Peak couldn't hang on. And the starter replacing John Parker Wilson. In his first year as a starter, the junior Greg McElroy. No interceptions in the last 2 games. Played in 6 games last year, and we'll develop his story throughout the afternoon. That one incomplete.
How about that, starting the game out with a pass on your own 8-yard line? Wouldn't expect that in 08.
Marquise Mays, number 4, in motion. Here's the handoff. Ingram comes left and plunges out to the 12-yard line. Let's check the offensive line for Alabama. A lot of missing parts here. Andre Smith, Antoine Caldwell gone. It's Carpenter, Johnson, Vlahos, Jones, and Davis. Julio Jones, Ingram in the backfield, Preston Dial, Colin Peak, the tight end, and Marquise Mays, number 4, at wideout. 3rd down. Upchurch, who's been injured the last couple of weeks, is in the lineup on 3rd down. Roy Upchurch. That's Peak, who starts in motion. 3-man rush for the Razorbacks. McElroy dropped again. That's 2 for Colin Peak. My goodness.
Well, you distribute the ball as a quarterback, and that's about all you can do. Safe throw, perfect throw, and coughed up by your sure-handed tight end right there, which would have been a 1st down. So both teams, first drive, nothing out of it.
P.J. Fitzgerald on the punt. Wearing number 7 now, they put Lionel Washington, the defensive lineman who wears 97, on the punting team. And Fitzgerald, who did wear 97, not allowed to do so with 2 97s on the unit, so he has accepted number 7. Terrell Norton is the deep man. He moves up for the short punt. It's taken at the 45 and tackled immediately. Dre Kirkpatrick, number 21. Missed a couple of practices with a knee injury earlier, so Norton tackled quickly, but it's good field position for the Razorbacks. Well, Alabama 3 and out, 2 drop passes by the tight end Colin Peak, a relatively short punt, and Arkansas at the 42 of the Crimson Tide.
And in the exchange of the punts, Arkansas gains 10 yards, basically. So a very successful start for Arkansas's defense.
Michael Smith, the only running back. Here's Mallett changing the play. He's huge, 6'7", 240 pounds. Play action. Rolls out to his left, pulls up. Nobody there. And he finally throws it away. There was one receiver split way to the left side. Jarius Wright, but had to heave it away.
I think this was a busted play, or the back didn't get out. Somehow only one receiver. Usually on those bootlegs, you get a tight end crossing or a back sliding out into the flat. Remember, Ryan Mallett changed the play at the line of scrimmage. I don't think his team heard the boot the right way.
2nd and 10. Michael Smith. Whoa! Kareem Jackson, number 3, down around the ankles.
Yeah,
Flags down.
It's going to be clipping again, or a crackback block again, but Jackson reads the play instantly and beats the block. Handoff looked good, but look at Jackson beat the block that time by Jarius Wright. Jarius Wright is going to get called on the play. Watch him to the left side of the screen. He's going to get called on it every time. That is because what did Nick tell us, Vern, we were talking to him? We'll get this call here first.
Block below the waist. Number 4 on the offense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Main second down.
So he said, what do you look for from defensive backs when you're recruiting them, Nick? And he's a defensive back specialist. He goes, first of all, they better be willing and able to tackle.
Right.
And then he goes, ball skills and speed all come into it, but they can't play for me if they don't tackle. And you just saw that right there from Jackson.
That was an interesting conversation. He talked about ball judgment.
Yes.
He said he used to recruit track and field stars for defensive backs. Now he goes more for baseball players. Mallet in trouble with Mount Cody. Moving. Look at Terrence Cody. All 355 pounds of him. And while we've got a moment, let's spend it with Tim Brando in New York.
About an hour and a half away in Starkville, Vern. Tyson Lee on 3rd and goal, trailing by 6, has the ball batted down by Chad Jones. And then Jones makes another saving play on Lee, trying to get on 4th down. Oh, by the way, Chad Jones also had a 93-yard punt return that was the difference maker. LSU wins by 6. Wow.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Amazing.
3rd and 25.
Yeah.
Now Cody gets a spot on the bench. Handoff. Big hole right side. Michael Smith to the 40-yard line. But that is going to be 8 yards short of the first down. Marquise Johnson makes the tackle, number 24. Gain of 18.
That's what I was talking about in mitigating your damages. No matter how well you throw the ball or how explosive you are, when you get into one of those situations, you can't let the down and distance beat you. He calls the screen. He did not expect that much of a gain, but now that it's 4th and 7, he's going to go for it here.
And just a quick update, there are a few seconds left in that LSU-Mississippi State game. And now expecting the punt and not getting it apparently, Alabama calls timeout.
Well, they got more guys on to match up, and then someone go off.
Okay. Back at Bryant-Denny. Early first quarter, no score in the game, 4th down and 8. And now, having had Alabama take a timeout, Bobby Petrino sends his punter out. This is Dylan Breeding, a walk-on from Hoover High School in Alabama, over near Birmingham. A year ago, he was playing on a team that ultimately wound up winning the state championship. Breeding, number 14. Arenas waits for it at the 10-yard line.
Oh, jeez.
As my old friend Pat Hayden would say, thank you very much.
Oh, my goodness. They might as well going to go for it. I was surprised they were going to go for it, I have to admit. Then he brings the punter in and they shank it off to the right. And, you know, that's the effect that Arenas can have on a punter. You try not to kick it to Arenas here, and all of a sudden you kick it out of bounds. That was a terrible play by Arkansas.
That's a 9-yard punt. Breeding won the spot over a junior college transfer, Forrester, and we might see him. Breeding had a tough outing last week against Georgia. There's Colin Peak in motion. Handoff, Ingram. And let's complete our introduction of the lineups by focusing on the Arkansas defense. Beckett, Statter, Shepard, he's the best of the bunch, and Davis up front. The linebackers, Franklin, Davis, and Burton. And in the secondary, Broadway Thomas, Matt Harris, whose father, Cliff, a great star with the Dallas Cowboys, is here today watching, and Rudell Krimp. 2nd down and 9. Handoff left side. Ingram again. Sophomore out of Flint, Michigan.
Well, one of the big question marks for Alabama going into the year was, yes, quarterback. Could they replace John Parker Wilson? And could they replace the All-American tackle, Andre Smith? Carpenter's the guy that's going to do it right here. Watch big number 77 come out, step around, and then pin to the inside Jerry Franklin for a successful play.
3rd down 4. And we'll go from the spread now. McElroy. It's Darius Hanks, number 15, who starts in motion, then goes back and sets up. Here's McElroy. Lobs it out. Nice. Roy Upchurch, number 5. That will move the chain for the Crimson Tide out to the 44-yard line. And for more on the LSU-Mississippi State game, once again, here's Tim.
All right, Vern, let's correct myself here. Derek Helton, the punter, did come in late to take a safety. LSU had taken the lead after shutting down Mississippi State on downs with Chad Jones's play. It's now 30-26. Mississippi State has the ball back. It's 4th down they're facing. LSU trying to hang on and get a win at Starkville. Okay, back to you.
All right, sir. That's good news. The shadows we see in Starkville, because that stuff is moving through here.
Great play last down by McElroy to get that ball dumped off.
First down, he pumps once. He goes deep for Marquise Mays. Mays can't hang on. Oh, he had a step. Ramon Broadway had fallen behind. Interesting, in the win over Virginia Tech in Atlanta to open the season, McElroy hit Marquise Mays in a similar kind of pass, and it turned out to be a big play in the game.
Here it is, a hitch and go to the outside. Remember the first play of the game, the hitch was jumped on by Arkansas, so you come back with a hitch and go, and it should have been obviously completed. That's a perfect ball, and should have been just a baton into the end zone for a touchdown.
Handoff up the middle to the freshman Trent Richardson out of Pensacola, Florida. He runs into Wendell Davis, number 10. They use four offensive backs, does Alabama. Ingram's the starter, Upchurch. We'll see Terry Grant, perhaps. And look at this, 3 of the 4 passes have been dropped.
Doesn't help to hold stats, does it? When you're 1 for 4, 3 drops. I always thought there should be some rule about that as a quarterback.
I thought you might. You know? I'm shocked. 3rd and 8. McElroy across the middle. Flag. Yep. They got Jerry Franklin, number 34. It's intended for Darius Hanks.
Jerry Franklin, of course, ejected from last week's game, which was such a big part of that Georgia football game.
Pass interference, number 34. Offense, ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Now this is a linebacker matched up against big speed for Alabama. As the receiver comes across, he loses his composure a little bit. Listen, it's 3rd and 8. All you have to do is let the guy catch the ball and make the tackle, and you force Alabama to punt. Franklin panics. Alabama gets a first down out of it.
Earl Alexander has joined the receiving corps. He is tight or wide to the right. First down and 10. Blitz threatened. Not coming. And nothing doing with Richardson, the ball carrier, and Shepard. Malcolm Shepard, number 96. You really like him.
Oh, well, everybody really likes him. I mean, he was first team All-SEC last year. He was voted captain as a junior on this team. We've seen him for a while, Vern. I mean, he's played as a true freshman for Arkansas, and his intensity level, he refuses to stay blocked. And he's one of the guys on that defensive line that can play for any team in the country.
Loss of 3. And now Ingram's back in as the running back. McElroy wings it out. Ingram didn't get much.
That was a great read that time by Wendell Davis on the screen. Now again, McElroy has had success because he doesn't force the ball. He also gets coached well. I don't know if you know this. Nick doesn't like his quarterbacks to force the ball.
You know, that rumor has made its way around the country.
So he has accepted. What Nick told us is the thing he likes about him is he plays with no ego. And that's tough to do. Believe me, we all think we're a little better than we are, as a quarterback. And he's accepted his limitations and runs the offense.
McElroy has never been defeated as a starter. South Lake Carroll High School in Texas. Here's Marquise Mays, who dances down the sidelines. He's knocked out of bounds at the 46. Not enough for the first down, but it'll be a gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, close enough where Nick has to make a decision on this, but I assume he'll punt the football away and play to his strong defense.
Yep, P.J. Fitzgerald is on. as we told you, wearing number 7. First punt of only 31 yards. And Jarrell Norton, number 27, is the deep man for the Razorbacks. He's at the 10-yard line. 4th and 5, scoreless first quarter. That LSU game is final now. LSU hangs on and defeats Mississippi State. Whistle pre-snap. Oh, there's a flag.
Should be delay a game, I assume.
Late game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Now Jarrell Norton doesn't move. He's still at the 10. And a 5-yard penalty makes it 4th down and 10. Nice. Very high. It'll bounce into the end zone. Touchback. And Arkansas will get it at the 20-yard line. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the opening quarter of play. No score. A reminder, you still have time to create and run your own team of college football stars with College Fantasy Football. It's free and easy to get started. Just log on to cbssports.com/collegefantasy. No score, first quarter. Rain seems to have drifted west, so we got overcast skies, 0-0. And Ryan Mallett and the Razorbacks open up at the 20-yard line. 4 men down for, oh, they got Mallett. Wow, Eric Andrews. From a downline position. Andrews, number 32, the senior out of San Antonio in his first year as a starter.
I'll tell you, it goes right by Anthony Odom this time. Top of the screen to the right. That is, whoa, that's an Olay if you've ever seen one. Anders was a pass rush specialist last year in nickel, and this is a game made from heaven for him because Arkansas is almost all pass.
Draw play, Smith hit from behind and dropped at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Mr. Rolando.
This time it's Rolando.
Rolando introduces himself to us as Rolando. He goes to Vern, he says Rolando. To me, Rolando. He's like Tiger. Everybody knows who Rolando is. In fact, if you turn on the tape and you study tape, you know who Orlando is. Number 25 jumps out of every tape you watch of Alabama.
Undisputed leader of this defensive unit. Describes himself as a shy guy, and he really is.
Yes.
But very impressive and quite serious in his conversation. Mallett under pressure. Knocked away. Darius with the pressure on Mallett. And Mark Barron, number 4, was defending. It'll be 4th down, and Bobby Petrino's bunch will have to punt.
The name of the game is to affect the quarterback. You don't have to sack him, but watch Alabama affect the quarterback. Mallett has to move his feet and move his feet. The accuracy goes way, way down for Ryan Mallett. Well, for any of us, but that's the name of the game. Sacks are nice, but moving them out of that 2-foot pocket is a mandatory for this Alabama defense.
Saw the graphic on Arenas, 6 career punt returns, breeding. This one's a little better. He backs Arenas up to the 40-yard line, across to the 50, and tackled and stopped at the 47. But good field position on the exchange, a 48-yard punt, 10 on the return. The tackle by Adrian Davis, number 18. Well, it's a game of attrition, isn't it?
It is.
Field position.
It is, and it's moving Alabama's way. But I suspect now that a fellow by the number 8, Julio Jones, been injured nickel a little bit this year, is going to start to become a bigger factor in this football game. He's a mismatch on offense, just like those linebackers are on defense for Alabama.
Knee bruise early for Julio Jones. First quarter of the Florida International win. Here's the handoff to Ingram coming left and finding it difficult. Now let's take a look at our Home Depot tools to victory.
Well, when you're a quarterback, you have to do a few things as you take over a job to gain the respect of your team. You might have confidence in yourself, but you have to win over your team with the ability to lead them. He did this in this Virginia Tech game, and we asked him, do you know when you gained the team? And he said, yes, I know it. It was the pass down the middle and the touchdown against Virginia Tech. I felt everybody started to believe.
Second down, here's the handoff to Ingram. 2nd and 7, and it'll be 3rd and probably 3 when they spot the ball. Davis and Thomas with the tackle, and let's watch Julio Jones.
Number 8, top of the screen. He's not getting a lot of balls yet his way, but he might have to earn them in this run game by be willing to block downfield. You know, in the SEC championship game, I was a bit critical of play calling when they went away from Julio Jones. He's such a weapon. I think you have to establish him on the field.
3rd and 5. Here's McElroy looking left. He goes deep. He's got a man. It's McCoy, and McCoy can't get up to the pass.
Can't tell you how good Arkansas feels about themselves right now. And remember, they got torched by Georgia last week. They come into this game, that was at home, and they're forcing tough throws. Now, a couple drop balls admitted here. You know, Alabama's kind of not making the plays themselves right now. But right now, Arkansas is stopping the run and forcing it into a bit of a passing game, which they believe is to their advantage.
And on 4th down, we see P.J. Fitzgerald again. Jarrell Norton at the 10. Little pooch kick. And a fair catch taken. They'll let it drop, and this one is stopped and touched at the 6-yard line. Brian Selman, who snapped the punt, is the first one down to stop it. Thursday on CBS, the biggest villain in Survivor history continues to savage his own tribe. Can he be stopped? All new Survivor Thursday only on CBS.
Somewhat of a boxing match here, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's really throwing any haymakers. They're just kind of feeling themselves out.
From the 6, 1st and 10. Now you can see only 2 yards per play and 2.2 yards per play. Handoff to Smith going left. He shakes the first tackle. That's a nice gain out near the 15.
Well, you know, Michael Smith might not be the biggest of backs. Remember, he had to wait his turn after Felix Jones and McFadden were here. But, you know, he can carry the load. He had last year 35 attempts in 2 games against Auburn and Kentucky. So if you feed him the ball, he can hold up.
And Bobby Petrino telling us on the phone on Wednesday, we must run the ball better than we have in the first 2 games. Another flag.
Illegal procedure that time. It's going to be against Greg Childs, number 85.
Prior to the snap, false start, 85, offense, 5-yard penalty for the 2nd down.
3rd penalty on Arkansas in the early going.
The corner started to blitz from the outside, and Childs felt it and flinched. Once he flinches, because he's on the line of scrimmage, that's a penalty.
2nd and 7. Mallett, good coverage. Childs goes up for the grab, and
how about that one? He drops the snap, picks it up and throws the ball all in one motion. Look at that coverage that time. You can't teach it or work it any better than Kareem Jackson did that time.
And just to go back to Saban's conversation with us yesterday, he talked about ball judgment.
Yes, and it's not, you said that he recruits baseball players, but he says, I want people, maybe more specifically, that can judge ball flight like baseball players
Okay.
do.
Mallett hit his first 2, missed his last 5. This one, whoa, is there a flag? There is not. Yes, there is. Very late coming in, and Arenas is going to get caught for jumping on the back of the intended receiver. It was Joe Adams, number 3, the intended receiver.
You can see it, Arenas right there all over the back of Joe Adams that time, and not going to get away with that. That's a big play because remember,
Number 28, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Arkansas is coming out backed up. They had 2nd and 2, and they didn't get the penalty. Dropped the snap on the next one and really should have got out of it right here, Alabama. But the penalty gives them a first down at the 22-yard line.
Now a substitution in the backfield, Niall Davis, number 7. You see him to the left of Ryan Mallett, and Wingo is also back there. They hand it off, Niall Davis. You think that play wasn't? Hey, wait a minute, Niall Davis is in. This play might be designed for him. Let's go back to the studio for a John Hancock update. Here's Tim.
Vern, lots of love for Miami this week. Just how good are they, the last remaining unbeaten team in the ACC at Lane Stadium and favored against Virginia Tech? Well, Tyrod Taylor hits Jared Boykin here. It's 14-0 for the Hokies. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Tim. Virginia Tech has won 10 straight home games. That is what Alabama's attempting to accomplish this afternoon. They've won 9 in a row. Here's Smith going left. Oh, boy. Stiffen up. Nice tackle by Rolando McClain and Justin Woodall. Woodall, number 27.
I think Dante Hightower that time was taken down, and he's still on the field. Got his legs chopped out from under him. I'm not sure exactly who did it, but let's look at Hightower here. Hightower's right there. Let's take a peek. Play goes out. It's a sweep. Oh, yeah, takes his legs. It's Petrus right there. Petrus out last year. Remember, he was a fullback back in the Houston Nut days a couple years ago, and Petrus gets a nice block on Hightower.
Kirby Smart telling us yesterday that Hightower can play 4 different positions defensively. Got it. Dante Hightower assisted off the field and now taken to the training table. Going to work on that left knee. Courtney Upshaw has taken his spot. And Kirby Smart, the new defensive coordinator, talking about how invaluable the contributions are of Dante Hightower. 3rd down and 5. Mallett back under pressure, has to get rid of it quickly. He does find Niall Davis, number 7, and take another look at the injury.
Well, let's highlight the 2 players involved in this. Petrus comes in and puts his helmet or shoulder pad right on the knee, the left knee for Hightower. And as he gets up, he knows it's bad right away, and he's on the table.
That brings up 4th down as they continue to tend to Hightower. Dylan Breeding, who has 1 punt of 9 yards and 1 of 48. He is on to punt on 4th down. Arenas, it's a fake. Goes left. They got the first down. Wingo with the first down. How about that?
Now backed up. There's a guy right there that had a plan, and he knew this one was going to work. Because I'll tell you, you better be sure when you're backed up this much, run it inside and make the play. And it was not that sure of a play because Mark Barron could have made the tackle.
My goodness. Well, a year ago, this Arkansas team scored 8 touchdowns on 4th down plays. And the gamble pays off here. It's 1st down and 10. Mallett retreats. Oh, boy, on a line.
Yep.
Joe Adams, number 3. That's another first down.
Let's look at this play now. You know, Vern, the last one wasn't a 4th down touchdown, but it had not worked, it would have been a touchdown probably for Alabama because of the field position. So it's just as good. But Ryan Mallett now, and you see what Petrino, as he starts to use his offense, he moved the pocket, and that allowed the big throw.
That's the end of the first. No score. We'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. Back at Bryant-Denny and the sad sight of Dante Hightower being driven off the field. And for more on that, let's go down to Tracy.
That's right, guys. You can tell it was bad just when he came over, lied there in frustration, threw his mouthpiece on the floor. The trainers had to calm him down. They then wrapped it up in ice. They're taking him to look at it further. Nick Saban came over just before and said, hang in there, buddy. Guys, any more information, I'll bring it to you.
Well, Vern, you never know for sure, but I've seen that facial expression on a lot of teammates, and I've had it myself a few times. That, to me, looks like a guy who's realizes he's got a serious injury.
It's first down and 10 as we begin the second quarter. Here's the toss, fake toss. Mallett rolling out and drills it to a wide open Jarius Wright, number 4. And so after the fake punt, the Arkansas Razorbacks moving the ball now. Let's talk a little bit about Ryan Mallett. Started at Michigan, 3 games, transferred.
Right.
He's not shy.
No, he isn't. You got to get this. Vern asked him a question on the phone, and he goes, well, you know, you burst onto the scene. Are you surprised the way you did it? And he goes, well, I didn't think I'd be bad. and he's right. I mean, the guy knows he's got tools, and he's in an offense that takes advantage of those tools.
Here's the handoff to Smith. Breaks 1 tackle. He gets inside the 30. Well, he started. Chad Henne got hurt at Michigan, and so the 6'7" freshman started against Notre Dame, Penn State, Minnesota, all there, and then decided when Rich Rodriguez came in to replace Lloyd Carr that system was not designed with him in mind.
Right.
He sat out at Arkansas, and Bobby Petrino took Houston Nutt's place, and all the parts came together.
Sure did.
2nd and 7. This is the 10th play of the drive in a scoreless game. Mallett retreats, hit. He's large, but he can't get away from the effort. And it's Javier Arenas who got there.
This was a bust by Ryan Mallett. It was a corner blitz, and he did not see it. That ball should have been thrown right away. He had his eyes the wrong way. Corner's coming in right there. See it? Arenas is coming in. He was fooled by it. That ball should have come out. That's one of the rules for Petrino is you have to know what's coming from the secondary. Can't pick that up. You know, this is really interesting, Vern, now as this game moves on. Petrino's about as good as there is in pass protections, and Nick Saban's about as good as there is at attacking pass protection.
Arkansas yet to convert a 3rd down. This is 3rd and 15. Flag.
There's a flag on the play.
Prior to the snap, delay game, number 15, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
And while we have a moment, let's spend it with Tracy Wolfson. Trace?
Well, guys, after Ryan Mallett transferred, he entered the stadium in Arkansas for the first time. He called his dad and he said, Dad, I'm looking down on the greatest sight I've ever seen. I'm looking down on the football field. I'm back home. He grew up just 20 miles from the stadium. When he was a toddler, he told his parents he would be a star quarterback for the Hogs. Now, as he told us earlier this week, he's getting that chance, guys.
3rd and 20. Mallett fires it out. It's incomplete. Now, just to complete that thought, his dad is a football coach, and they lived in Lincoln, about a half an hour from the stadium in Fayetteville. Highly recruited, the family moved to Texarkana, and Ryan Mallett played at Texas High School there. But there was this guy named Mitch Mustaine and Gus Malzahn and Houston Nutt, and there was turmoil at Arkansas when he was being recruited, and Ryan Mallett said, it was a circus. I didn't want to be one of the acts.
Whoever made the decision, I think he's been smart both times. His original choice and his transfer.
Here is the punt from Dylan Breeding. Fair catch, Arenas. At the 15-yard line. Ryan Mallett. No score. It's not quite like Sleepless in Seattle. We're scoreless in Tuscaloosa. And time now for our Jack Links action cam.
Well, if you want to play for Nick Saban and you're a corner, you must be able to play man-to-man press coverage. Now, Vern, if you see the technique right there by Jackson, good coaches tell you what to do. Great coaches tell you how to do it. And Nick Saban shows you how to play the technique, not to panic at the last second and turn to make the play.
First down and 10. It's getting a little darker. I thought we were through with the rain.
And the darkness of the Alabama run game so far is the story of the football game. They've now run the ball 8 times, I believe, for 15, 16 yards in this football. That ain't good enough. That was a part of the game that Alabama thought that they could control. And right now, Willie Robinson, defensive coordinator for Arkansas, says, okay, we've got a good start here.
Second down. This is the pistol formation with McElroy 5 yards back. He hands it off. Oh, no, he doesn't. Flag before the snap.
Prior to the snap, 12 start, 79 offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Right tackle Drew Davis. Well, this is the 4th possession by Alabama. Second time they've started inside the 15. They have not moved the ball effectively at all. Hand off right side. Ingram. Oh, he's got some room. Out to the 25. Most effective run of the game from Mark Ingram. The sophomore out of Flint, Michigan. Ramon Broadway makes the tackle.
Well, this was a great block, a pin block to the outside here. Colin Peak, number 84, gets the block. The tight end blocking has always been a staple, at least it was last year for Alabama, when those 2 big tight ends used to just be, it was like having 4 tackles in the game. And right there, that pin block by Colin Peak really turned a 2nd and long into a first down.
First down and 10. McElroy, everybody defensively collapses toward the middle, and it's a modest gain. Let's go back to New York once again. Here's Tim Brent.
All right, Vernon, Gary, a potential trap game for Cal at USC next week. They're at Outson Stadium today. And Jeremiah Masoli to Eric Dixon, 26 yards. They convert a 2-pointer to make it 11-3. And Texas is rolling UTEP just underway in the second quarter. Vern.
All right, Tim. Second down and 6 here in the scoreless game. Earl Alexander and Trent Richardson are on the field. Richardson just behind McElroy. Looks right the whole time, lobs it in, and a nice pass. And Colin Peak, who dropped 2 in the opening sequence of plays, makes the catch here for a 13-yard gain.
I tell you, that time, McElroy identified who was covering the tight end. It was Anthony Leon right there. That's who's covering the tight end. He saw he had leverage. He was going to go to the outside all the way on this play. Look at all the green grass he can lead him to. That's a safe throw to the outside of the field. He knew he had it from the snap.
And a first down and 10. McElroy with a play fake, lobs it out for Peak again. He tries to get by Jerry Franklin, and Franklin got some supplemental help.
Such a different look here. I mean, it's hard to even put into words. I mean, John Parker Wilson was a senior quarterback that had been through all the wars, but I got the feeling that they trust McElroy more with throwing the ball already 3 or 4 games into the season than they did with John Parker. It looks also like they're not able to power a run quite as easily, so they have to throw the ball.
That's a pickup of 5. It's second down and 5. Michael Williams in as a second tight end. 2 wide receivers split to the left. Hand off Richardson. Caught behind the line. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another. And scoots down the sidelines. Touchdown, Alabama. 52 yards. There is a flag at the 16.
Tremaine Thomas misses the tackle here. I think the flag is going to be against Julio Jones. Was involved in the play, but I think it was against Arkansas, yes. Trent Richardson, a true freshman right there, and the tackle is missed right here. Watch this. Comes in the backfield and misses it, and that what causes all the problems. Oh, there's 3 or 4 misses on the play. Jerry Franklin runs right through a tackle. That one is unconscionable. a linebacker missing a clean shot, and Richardson never even saw him coming.
It's on Greg Gatson, number 28.
Two big, huge missed tackles for Arkansas. Trent Richardson for Mark Ingram. I did it last year. You're the man this year.
Richardson, 52-yard touchdown scamper. It's his 4th TD of this, his first season. And it puts Alabama on the board. He may have broken 3 or 4 tackles en route. CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot SEC continues after this message and a word from your local station.
LSU and Georgia.
LSU did win. They held off Mississippi State this afternoon. Richardson, a 52-yard run. Look at that, 86-yard drive. They had only 35 prior to gaining possession of the ball.
And they did it on the ground, too. That was the part that Arkansas was controlling till that time.
After the face mask, here's the kick from the 45. And this one taken 2 yards in. Let's go back and count the missed tackles on the touchdown.
Let's not put it all on Tremaine Thomas. Let's say there were a few guys. Richardson gets the ball, number 3. Let's try to do this here. Here comes 1 right there. Okay, we let that go a little bit more. Goes over there. Here comes number 2 right there. Okay, goes a little bit more. Number 3 right there. Okay, go a little 4 right there. Now he goes down to the sideline, kind of an arm. Just 4 missed tackles on the play. And Richardson, the prize recruit of the recruiting class this year, and the reason he's playing is Nick knows he could turn pro after 3 years.
Play fake Mallet goes deep down the middle. Oh, my goodness. He's got a gun. I was amused, though, when DJ Williams, the tight end, said they put the jugs gun on his passes in time to get 115 miles.
I don't think so.
I don't believe it.
Well, it's hard enough, but this one was not thrown deep enough. Actually, Ryan Mallett should have put a little more air on this and let it go. That one ran out of gas on him.
2nd and 10. 5 of 12 today after that career game last Saturday night. Draw play. Michael Smith. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Terrence Mount Cody.
Well, with Hightower not in the game, Cody makes that play right there. He's going to have to probably 3rd down.
I want to see if he stays on it. He's begging Nick Saban to stay in on 3rd down.
Well, he's got to lose, what, 7 more pounds?
Yes. He's coming off.
Number 13, Corey Reamer, is the guy that's going to replace Hightower in this defense.
Cody now weighs in at 355. Saban said if you get down to 348, you get to stay on the field on 3rd down. Not there yet. 3rd down. Roderick Green is the running back. This one left side, and it's caught by Childs for a 1st down. And a flag is thrown at the 44-yard line, 44-yard line. See what we got in the way of an infraction at the end of the play here. And it looked like Childs might be injured. Childs lost his helmet. It may have been taken off.
Oh, yeah, Grayson. You can see it. Wade Grayson, number 71, right at the end of the play. Now, if that was during the play. So it wasn't a disaster. The play was big enough to get a 1st down on the 3rd down play. But Wade Grayson, the backup center and a 12-game starter last year at guard, comes up with another bonehead play for Arkansas.
That's a 20-yard gain, but then the loss of 10. And so a 1st down for Arkansas at the 34-yard line.
Look at the job that this Alabama defense has done so far against Arkansas. In the first 2 games, Arkansas scored 21 points in each of the 2 games in the first quarter.
Scoreless thus far, midway through the second. Play fake, Mallet with time. Right side, caught, dropped. Whoa. Jarius Wright, number 4. Well, Ryan Mallet, of course, started at Michigan, started 3 games there as a freshman, transferred, and that cues our Aflac Duck, who's quieter than I thought he would be, named the 3 Division I quarterbacks in college football Hall of Fame who transferred schools. There are 3 of them. 3. One is obvious.
I knew one.
Yeah, well,
right. I knew one.
I actually got 2. Third one, Mallet under pressure. Caught and dropped. Javier Arenas.
Well, I'll tell you got to give the play calling and the defensive play calling so far to Kirby Smart, the new defensive coordinator for Alabama. He's like he's in the backfield. Again, he plays the corner blitz right into the bootleg. You can't have a better call into a bootleg than a corner blitz or slot blitz, whatever you want to say, right into a naked boot. Perfect call into this Arkansas offense.
3rd sack by the Alabama defense, and it's 3rd and 23. Mallet with a lot of time, and he uncorks this one near side too high, intended for Greg Childs. 4th down.
Well, now it's very dangerous because now Arenas has that football right in that 40 to 50-yard line where he makes one guy miss, and it's changed the scoreboard time.
Now, coming into the game this year, a 20.5 yard per return average. His career is 14 yards plus. Dylan Breeding. Nice one. Backs Arenas up to the 31-yard line. But now watch out. To the 50. Jerry Franklin with the tackle. That's a 47-yard punt. And Javier Arenas with an 18-yard return. Crimson Tide leads 7-0. Time magazine. She now practices orthopedic surgery in Illinois and Indiana. You never know.
Never know, but good bloodlines.
Yes.
Well, when is Julio Jones going to get the ball again? Just too good of a player.
Here's the reverse. Oh, watch this one. He's got Julio Jones open. And he's going to score. How do you do? Nice call.
Well, it just made sense. You gotta feed the ego of everybody. You know, whether we're announcers, we gotta have it fed once in a while, or a big-time receiver. That was a situation where Julio Jones needs to be a weapon on this team.
Lee Tiffin will attempt the extra point. P.J. Fitzgerald will hold.
That's what you talk about, Vern. That's why it was so dangerous, the punt return by Arenas. It put it in a position on the field where Alabama could put the bag of tricks. They start out in the Wildcat, then they got the big guy right there. Look at that field down there. That looks good, doesn't it? Now watch how they get it to it. They go Wildcat, they run the reverse. Julio Jones gets them to sleep, and all of a sudden, that's about as easy as you can do it. And, you know, Jermaine Thomas right now is saying, why is it always me? I get Trent Richardson on one and Julio Jones on the next one, and I can't tackle either one of them.
50 yards, 10 seconds. And all of a sudden, it's 14-0. Julio Jones, a 50-yard catch from Greg McElroy. Crimson Tide by 2 TDs. Well, the Arkansas defense wildly criticized last week when they gave up so many big plays in the loss to Georgia, that 52-41 shootout. And they've been blitzed by 2 of 50 in this quarter. Here's the kickoff. That one into the end zone. Touchback.
All right, Vern, this is a critical spot in the game now for Arkansas. If they want to make this a football game, there's 6 and almost 7 minutes left in this first half of this football game. Alabama gets the ball to start the second half. They can't allow Alabama to have an ending drive to end the first half and then get the first drive of the second half. They could be down 28-0 at the blink of an eye. It's critical that Arkansas strings together some first downs here and get out of this half.
See, we've already had 5 punts by the Hogs. Here's a play fake. Mallett left side, drops Childs. Wow.
I tell you, Arkansas is just nervous or something. This is very surprising. You know, you go to watch a practice. I was there Wednesday. They'll pitch that ball around that field for 2 hours and not drop 1 or 2 passes. This has to be the 3rd or 4th pass that has been dropped, the 3rd or 4th pass that has been thrown wildly. He's been sacked 2 or 3 times, forced out of the pocket. They are really out of sync.
DJ Williams, the tight end, sets up right side on 2nd and 10. And a play change from Mallett. 5 seconds on the play clock. The handoff, nothing doing. Marcel Darius forces the runner, Michael Smith, outside. And it will be 3rd down, and Arkansas, among the other problems in the first half, is only 1 of 7 on 3rd downs.
Well, and now, you know, what do you do here? I mean, you're going to come and face the teeth of this Alabama defense again. And I tell you, every guy, you know how receivers think they can beat their guys in the secondary? Every defensive lineman for Alabama thinks they can beat the offensive lineman for Arkansas.
It's 3rd and 9.
Better get it out of your hand quick, Ryan Mallett.
4-man rush. Mallett. Oh, he had a man open, and Justin Woodall is there to knock it away from Jarius Wright. 4th down.
Good protection, only a 3-man rush, but I think it was Robbie Green, the nickelback, that came across and made the play. Yeah. Well, they've got a ton of them back there. They had 6, and here we go. Same thing on 2. Arenas is back there again.
Dylan Breeding, number 14, 6th punt.
It's returnable.
From the 30. Breeding can't get him. Arenas still on his feet. 1st and goal at the 6.
Flags down, though, this time.
Yes. Back in the vicinity of the Alabama 40-yard line. The illegal block.
I think it was Corey Reamer, number 13, that got the block in the back that time. Or shove in the back.
That will negate a 64-yard return.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 13 of the receiving team, 10 yards from the out.
Yeah, he shoved Wendell Davis in the back that time. It was a pretty easy call. And you got a weapon like Arenas, you got to avoid that at all costs. Here he is right here. Watch the push. As Arenas goes by, official right here is going to make the call. Watch this. He's got his eye on it and makes the call. You got to get that helmet across. It's a cutback by Arenas, and then you see the push by Reamer. Easy call.
And instead of a 1st down goal at the 6, it's a 1st down at the Alabama 32-yard line. Mark Ingram is the running back. And off Ingram, coming right to the 34-yard line. Let's go to Tim Brando for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
Vern, we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Heisman Trophy by highlighting past winners from the SEC. In '85, Auburn's Bo Jackson won the trophy. Bo knew running. He led the nation in rushing and touchdowns scored. Auburn's other Heisman winner came in '71. Quarterback Pat Sullivan left the Plains as the NCAA's career leader in touchdowns scored. Two sons of the great state of Alabama, where we return to the avuncular Vern Lundquist.
Oh, voluptuous to start and now avuncular. Second down, 9. How much do you think it grinds Alabama that both Heismans came out of Auburn?
Right.
Ingram. Mark Ingram grew up in Florida as well as Flint, Michigan. His dad, of course, Mark, played at Michigan State, and he decided at the last minute to come to the University of Alabama.
Yeah, his dad played for Nick at Michigan State, or there's connections there that recruited. And, you know, he just said, I watched it, and I felt I wanted to play against the best. And he said he felt comfortable the minute he walked on campus that this was the place for him. That's how it usually works. You never know.
Father incarcerated at the current moment. Third down. Here's McElroy. Oh,
that should have been picked.
Wow. Andrew Stewart, number 36.
Yeah, you see, Arkansas, you know, as a coach, sometimes you can only do so much. You get them in the right formations, you draw up the protections, you draw up the different coverages. You got to make a play. Right there, that's a play that can change the game. This is a catchable interception drop, another drop by Arkansas.
P.J. Fitzgerald. Fair catch. Norton at the 14-yard line. 47-yard punt. Nothing on the return. And Ryan Mallett had that big game last week against Georgia after transferring from the University of Michigan, sitting out a year ago. He was able to practice on Sunday nights, and Bobby Petrino said he took almost 400 snaps in Sunday night practices. Here's Michael Smith going right. Nothing there.
Nothing.
Wow. Justin Woodall. And let's get the duck back on. The answer to the Aflac trivia question. Did you know the first one? Arnold Tucker?
Nope.
Didn't know that one. He was honored at the College Football Hall of Fame last year.
I was there.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember Jerry Rome, but I didn't remember that he transferred.
How about Troy Aikman, transferred from Oklahoma to UCLA?
That's probably the most famous of all time, right?
Yeah. 2nd and 9. Another nice defensive play in the middle by Eric Anders and by Mark Barron, number 4.
And Mark Barron is the guy that has really taken Rashad Johnson's spot. Now, Justin Woodall is taking the calls that Johnson made, but Barron is the guy that's broke into the lineup as the extra safety.
And another third down for Arkansas. They're 1 of 8 so far. .310 to go, first half.
Bobby Petrino took that timeout. He knew how important it was. He didn't want to give the Florida the ball back. They need this first down.
That is their first charge time.
The time called with Arkansas trailing 14-0 in Tuscaloosa. Ball season.
I think I said they don't want to give the ball back to Florida. That's never a good idea, but it's Alabama. They don't want to give the ball back to
Florida playing at Kentucky tonight. Reportedly, Tim Tebow, Major Wright, and Joe Hayden took a private plane up to Lexington because of concerns about the flu. Deflected and caught. That's a first down. Joe Adams, number 3.
I think it was Rolando McClain that got his hand on this pass. 6'7", throwing the shallow cross. It was McClain. Hit his helmet. And what skips forward for a big first down.
Out to the 28-yard line. First down and 10 with 2:35 to go. Mallet back across the middle, incomplete.
The
And the umpire got in the way.
Yep, made the play on that one.
Yeah. Well, apologies will be forthcoming, I'm assuming.
Well, part of the shallow crossing attack that Petrino has designed is to run off the umpire as a picker. But right now he picked Michael Smith and almost picked off the pass. Boy, does the Alabama defense have the Arkansas offense out of sync? I mean, it is just obvious to watch up here.
2nd down and 10. Kobe Hamilton is on at wide receiver, wide right. And that one might have been tipped by Eric Anders. I'm not sure if he deflected it or it was just thrown incomplete to DJ Williams.
This time he ran right into the blitzing safety Mark Barron, and that threw off the play. I mean, they just can't get anything right. The receiver is trying to go out for a pass. He runs into number 4 and really messed up all the timing on the play.
3rd and 10. Flag thrown on the far side, top of the screen.
Dead ball, false start, 85, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Same exact play that happened earlier in the game. Childs flinched. Remember, he's on the line of scrimmage, and they're going to call it.
That is the 7th penalty against Arkansas. 3rd and 15. Their average need, Gary, on 9 previous 3rd downs, 14.7 yards. So they've really been in jail. Nope. Down the right side, it is incomplete. Wow. Marquise Johnson and Robbie Green, number 24 and 23.
I think he would have had this ball had Green not dislodged it. The ball was slightly underthrown. Yes, he would have had that catch. Johnson's in coverage, but Green cleans it off. Beautiful play. He did it with his shoulder pad, too, not his helmet.
Robbie Green, number 23. And that makes Mallet 7 of 21 throwing the ball here in the first half. Here's greeting Arenas at the 35. Tries to find the wall and looked for a moment like he would. Now a flag, 2 flags are down. That's a 15-yard punt return for Javier Arenas. Jerry Franklin made the stop.
Now, if I'm Arkansas, I know you don't like 14-0, but I wouldn't be really upset to get out of this half 14-0. It could have been horrible. Game could be over, basically.
During the return, there were 2 blocks in the back. Block in the back on number 28, that penalty is declined. Block in the back, number 13, 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yep.
If that was a block in the back by 28, we got a scoop.
That's why the fans booed, but
Yeah.
It was Reamer again. Reamer did get the block in the back again.
Here's 28, Javier Arenas, who is returning the ball.
And in the background right there, you see Reamer get the block.
Well, there'll be room for coaching at halftime. Nick Saban, as Reamer now has wiped out a 64-yard punt return and a 15-yard punt return.
Arkansas badly needs to get in and regroup. They need to settle down.
McElroy out of the backfield. Richardson, who has a 52-yard touchdown run, makes the grab and tackled by Tenarius Wright, number 43.
I think it was Julio Jones that stayed in this play, and then you get the big Davis coming out to block on the play. Drew Davis, number 79, and cleans it up and makes a positive play out of it.
Darius Hanks and Julio Jones break the huddle, go wide to the left. Marquise Mays, number 4, is wide right. Arkansas with 4 men down. They rush only 4. The handoff to Richardson. Fumble? No, he got it
helmet.
back.
Helmet.
Yep. Elton Ford, number 9, with the tackle. Wendell Davis is the man who...
Well, Flejos, the center this time, pulls along with Barry Jones, the guard, and that's the old truck and trailer right there. Stay with your guys.
1:43 to go. Here's McElroy back. Watch out from behind. And it's incomplete for Jones down the left sideline. Adrian Davis, number 18, had pressure from the backside on McElroy.
It's just interesting to stand here and observe. It's like Arkansas's got like a standing 8 count here. You know, they want to get out of this thing. They're looking at the clock and go, just get me to halftime, you know, and because they just are not making plays. They look out of sync. They don't know where to line up. They're missing tackles. It could be really ugly.
That sounds dire.
Yes, I think it is.
2nd down and 10. McElroy back, corner blitz. He's got a man open near side, and Mike McCoy, I think, conscious of the sideline and trying to get his foot down.
I think that's exactly what happened there. Not a very good throw for McElroy that time. Had an easy one-on-one pitch and catch. He felt the sideline and just didn't stretch out and get it.
3rd and 10 with 92 seconds to go before the break. Little screen pass, left side, Roy Upchurch, number 5. I don't know that that's enough for a first down. Looks like they'll be marked just short. Matt Harris, number 39.
I would assume right now Nick Saban takes a timeout and thinks this over. He wants to go for it.
Yep. 4th and a few inches. So Preston Dial, Baron Huber come on. This is the ultimate power formation now for Alabama.
Well, they have to shift. They're in an illegal spot. There they go.
There's the shift. Huber
Oh,
is
they moved. Left tackle flinched.
Ah.
That's why I'm surprised they didn't go with a timeout right there. It would have helped them with the clock, settled everybody down. You know, everybody was moving too fast there.
Dead ball, false start, 77. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
James Carpenter.
You watch it right here. You see a little flinch. Watch the little head bob. There it is. That's all you do. Good call.
And so P.J. Fitzgerald comes on.
Arkansas survives.
You can read lips. And
Yes. Well, that was this huge last 7 minutes for the Razorbacks.
Fitzgerald sends it deep. It might be too deep. It is. Into the end zone, touchback. And 15 seconds ago, just to go back, Gary, to the point you made at the beginning of the telecast. Big plays, offense, defense. And so far, Arkansas has not made any big plays offensively.
They're not making the little plays.
Tomorrow in 60 Minutes, where did all of the Bernie Madoff money go? The man in charge of searching for it has some answers. And he's on the season premiere of 60 Minutes tomorrow. Well, first down 7, punt 7, penalty 7. Thought it was supposed to be lucky. This is Dennis Johnson, number 33.
Yeah, I don't really understand this. This half is over. Why even run the ball? Take a knee. You can't have a mistake.
2 big plays offensively for Alabama. 52-yard touchdown run, Richardson. Little gadget play, Julio Jones at the end of a 50-yard pass. That's the 14 points they have put on the board. And Arkansas has not moved the ball at all. Let's go down to Tracy with Bobby Petrino.
Coach, sacks, missed passes, mental mistakes. It just seems like Ryan Mallett and this offense out of sync. What's been the problem?
Yeah, we're just hurting ourselves. We've had a lot of drop passes. We got Ryan not setting his feet and doing things right. When you play a good defense, sometimes you get out of your element. We need to calm down, run the ball, run our routes perfect, and catch the ball.
It's his first road game here in the SEC. Do you think he's at all intimidated?
No, I don't think he's intimidated. He's a great competitor. Defensively, we're doing a good job. We're keeping us in the game.
How important was that last stop?
Big. It was real important. Gives us a chance to come out and get right back in it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Sounds like he's been channeling Gary Danielson. That's the end of the first half with the score 14-0. Let's go to Tim Brando in our New York studio. Halftime at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, and the Alabama Crimson Tide leading Arkansas 14-0. A moment ago, Tracy with Nick Saban.
Coach, you've held Ryan Mallett to 7 for 21, 74 yards. What have you done to disrupt him in this Arkansas offense?
Well, we're just doing a lot of different things, rushing three, pressuring, changing pressures. They're doing a good job of sliding the protection. He's doing a good job. We got to keep putting pressure on him, and he's capable of making some big plays, and that's going to be the thing that's going to be a key in the second half for us.
We saw Dante Hightower go down with a knee injury. Can you give us an update?
Well, he's out for this game. I haven't got a report, but, it's a knee injury.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Crimson Tide up 14-0. And Alabama will get the ball. This is Arenas and Terry Grant, number 29. Grant has it. Hit as he spins, and he's down at the 21-yard line. Well, we talked at the beginning of the day. Alabama's defense, Arkansas's offense.
Right. Well, we should have put nerves in there, too, somehow,
good.
because Arkansas really was nervous in that first half. Now, their defense did a decent job. 29 plays were run by Alabama. 27 went for 99 yards. 2 went for 102 yards. So, for the most part, they hung in there. But offensively, can't catch the ball. They're jumping off sides. It's just been a little bit of comedy of errors.
Well, first road game in the conference this year for the University of Arkansas. And the handoff goes to Mark Ingram. Not much there.
So the trends are never good. 14-0 now. I will say that Arkansas is still in this football game. When you have Ryan Mallett with 74 yards passing in the first half, you know you're in trouble. Remember, 103 yards, but 50 of it was one play, so they've done a decent job. But that's 7-7-7. That Arkansas offense has been stymied.
McElroy getting pressure from behind and is caught and sacked. That was Adrian Davis, number 18, with the sack. First sack of the ball game.
Well, isn't this interesting? You get a little pressure up front, 4-man rush, nobody open inside. Looks like decent pass protection, but you can't hold it that long because sooner or later, this time Adrian Davis makes the play, you're going to have to give up a sack.
3rd and 11. Ingram, the running back. 3-man rush by the Razorbacks. McElroy steps up, finds Ingram. He's in jail. It'll be 4th down. So 3 and out for the Crimson Tide to open the third quarter. Tackle made by Jericho Nelson and Rudell Krim.
All right, let's see now if Petrino went in there and told him what he had to tell him. Come on, it's a football game. You've been playing football since you've been 8 years old. Ryan Mallett, set your feet. Offensive lineman, take somebody on. Receivers, catch the ball. Let's give it a chance here.
P.J. Fitzgerald. Matt Harris with the pressure for the Razorbacks. And whoa, Norton. There's a flag on the play, and I believe this is going to go against Alabama. Looks like Dre Kirkpatrick made contact about the time the catch was made.
Pretty good catch by Norton. They might have tried him at wide receiver. He got hit right as he caught this ball. Watch this catch by Norton. Gets hit, bobbles it, and grabs it. Nice play. Because he didn't know a flag was going to come out. That was a good play.
Yep. Tom Ritter.
Kick catch interference. Number 21 on the kicking team. 15 minutes in the spot of the foul. First down.
You know, oftentimes, Vern, when a guy gets hurt, his buddy, Dante Hightower, gets hurt, the other guy, Rolando McClain, starts feeling bad and gets into a funk. We have to watch and see how he handles the injury to his linebacker mate.
On first down and 10, here's the handoff left side. It's Wingo. Ronnie Wingo from St. Louis bobbles it, but then keeps it. How about Ryan Mallett with some pressure for that?
Yeah, it was just enough, enough pass rush to throw his feet. It started early, got his feet moving, and he was never able to find good, strong drops the rest of the half.
And 3 sacks, 7 hurries, 4 knocked down. He had a lot of drops. Here's Mallett. Out on the wing to the right, that's Joe Adams, number 3.
Hey, first down. There you go. You got to do it. You start where you start. Start with small things and then build on it. Listen, as good as this Alabama defense is, and as well as they've been caught, there's not a defensive alive that doesn't going to give up plays. We talked about it in the open. You got to mitigate the big plays. Alabama's done that. Tennessee has not made the little plays in this football. Arkansas has not made the little plays in this game.
On first down, out of the spread. Mallett play fake, pulls back. Fires it short, and it's caught by DJ Williams, his tight end. And a big gain for Arkansas to the 20-yard line. Williams, a junior from Little Rock. That's a gain of 23.
Well, he was a Mackey Award winner. This was a tight end delay. Do what you got to do. He lines up and delays and then comes across. It's right over here. Watch him delay on the play and then run to the open space over here. Locks down, delay. That was the only guy that had a chance of catching the ball. That was a design play just to him.
First down and 10. This is Wingo again, number 20. Tackle made by Eric Anders, number 32. Well, Arkansas got the big play just a moment ago from DJ Williams, but look at the comparison a week ago against Georgia. 485 total yards. Today, 136, 41 points last week. They're still trying to dent the scoreboard here.
Our good friend Willie Martinez, the defensive coordinator at Georgia, is going, please don't put that up anymore.
You're right.
There might be some Georgia fans watching this game.
2nd and 8. Mallett goes in the corner. He's got a man open. Up in the air. Caught. Touchdown. Greg Childs, number 85.
And he beat a pretty good player that time. Kareem Jackson on the play.
Player down at the 20. It's DeMarcus Love, number 65.
Well, let's take a look at the fade pass to the outside to start this play. It's press coverage, but it's press bail. Look at Jack. He really is caught between no man's land there. Looking at the quarterback, he never saw his guy. He never had his eyes on his man. Very, very poor technique cost them a touchdown on that play. DeMarcus Love was the right tackle on the play, and he just got blown into almost like Hightower's injury.
Okay, the medical staff out attempting to care for DeMarcus Love. Arkansas on the board. Time has been called. Back in Fayetteville, and the good news for the Razorbacks, DeMarcus Love able to walk off unaided. So he is getting some attention over on the sideline, but doesn't appear as serious as that injury suffered by Dante Stallworth.
Right, and he got kind of swiped from behind by his own teammate, Ben Cleveland, I think, is the guy that kind of got him blocking another player on the play.
Alex Tejada for the extra point. Up and good.
Works a lot better when you pitch and catch the ball, doesn't it? All these offenses.
It's an amazing concept.
Yeah, it is. I think Alabama, how they change their coverages. We talked about this with motion. The motion across changed the coverage right here. Here comes one player up. Watch Barron come there. You get two guys changing, and this confuses Jackson on the play. Justin Woodall comes up. Jackson thinks he's got help, realizes he doesn't at the last second. And when we talked to Kirby Smart, we said, to us. What worries me is we're so multiple that when we make a mistake, they're usually big mistakes. And this was a big mistake for Alabama.
Cuts the margin in half. Greg Charles with the catch. 5 plays, 55 yards, 2 big plays. You had the DJ Williams catch for 23, and then the touchdown grab by Greg Childs. 14-7. And Ryan Mallett, who entered the third quarter 7 of 21, perfect on that drive. Cameron Bryan will kick off now. The Razorbacks have had trouble with their 2 kickoff guys, Tejada and Bryan. They have a tendency to hook them out of bounds. It's not a good thing.
I mean, the story of this game to me is Alabama has kept Arkansas in the game.
Bryan, this one short. Terry Grant. Nailed at the 19. So Greg McElroy back on the field. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, let's go outside the huddle. The first word coaches and players used to describe McElroy is smart. He earned his degree in 3 years, never received less than a B, and has a GPA of 3.85. He wears a number 12, the same number as former Alabama quarterbacks Kenny Stabler, Brody Croyle, and of course Joe Namath. Namath was McElroy's dad's favorite player, and he told his son, if you go to Alabama, you have to wear number 12. And in high school, McElroy learned patience. He sat behind former Missouri star Chase Daniel and only started his senior year. He made the most of it, though, set a Texas 5A record of 56 touchdown passes. And, guys, he has never lost a game starting 19-0.
On first down, on cue, Marquise Mays in a foot race. 80 yards. McElroy to Mays.
Hitch and go. Remember, the first play of the first half was a hitch to the outside that didn't work. This time, it's a hitch and go to the outside and goes for a touchdown.
Perfectly thrown.
Yes, perfectly thrown. Perfect route also.
Here's Tiffin. Marquise Mays, 80 yards.
There it is. Mays to the outside. Rudell Krim is in coverage, takes one step up and can't handle the speed. The ball is placed perfectly to the outside. Krim turns around and looks for the ball. At the instant he turns, the ball goes behind his helmet into Mays. You know what? That just happens if you're a DB. If that ball would have been thrown perfectly, it might have been knocked down. It was a step and a half behind. Ends up being a touchdown for Alabama.
TV. McElroy to Mays, 80 yards. Second one-play drive for Alabama today. Well, if you like your big offense, 80 yards, 52 and 50.
Right, 3 plays. That's how this. Now the coach will say, besides the 3 grand slams, we pitched well. They all count.
Here is the kick.
Catch the ball.
Dennis Johnson, number 90.
Yep, look what happened. You got to catch that ball in the air.
It bounced. And as a result.
That ball went 50 yards in the air and you can't catch it? That's what Nick Saban said about ball judgment. You see the ball, you got to run up and catch it.
So the Razorbacks have a first down now at the 17-yard line. Ryan Mallett. Play fake. Got a man open. It's Adams all the way out to the 42-yard line.
You could just see the different feel for Arkansas. Catch a couple passes. Yeah, of course, you're going to get, they hit balls on you, but as an offensive team, you say, okay, there's open space in here. Just give this guy time to throw the ball back here. And this time, a little play-action pass. Look at the space to throw to. That's as good as you can get it.
That's a gain of 25 and a first down. 21-7. Early moments, second half. Not this time. Corey Reamer, number 13, makes the tackle on Dennis Johnson, number 33.
And that's something that the Alabama teammates and defenders replacing Hightower is going to say, good job. Now we got our backup guy in there, make a play like that just like Hightower made.
Loss of 4, second and 14. Mallett fires it, caught across the 50, and the tackle made at the 49-yard line. Greg Childs, that's a gain of 13.
You know, as good as Nick is as teaching technique to the defensive backs, when I was out at practice Wednesday in Fayetteville for Arkansas, that's how good Arkansas and Petrino is in teaching pass routes for his players. The trick to this, really it's not a trick, to this Arkansas pass offense, it's not formations and scheme, it's technique. And the Arkansas receivers are usually very sharp.
3rd and 1. Timeout.
Timeout. Arkansas. That is their first.
Back in Tuscaloosa, and let's take a look with our Jack Links action cam at the Marquise Mays touchdown cam.
Look at the little subtleties here right now as this ball's turning around. The defender turns. Here's Petrino yelling ball on the play. Ball, ball, ball. Krim turns, but the pass was maybe a yard short, and it turned out to be the best thing that could happen. Petrino and all the guys on the Arkansas sideline were all yelling ball, ball, ball to help out Krim. It turned out when he turned around, the ball was a half-yard short, ends up being a touchdown.
3rd and 1, Razorbacks. They are 2 of 10 on 3rd downs. This the shortest lead they've had. Play fake. Yes, they're going to take a shot. And he's got a man, DJ Williams. Broken up. Eric Anders, number 32.
Great play by Anders that time. Playing his position. He's on the end of the line. He drops in coverage, and then Mallett lobs it. The one ball all day he didn't fire cost him that time. If he'd have thrown a bullet, Anders would have never been able to make the play. That's real simple, I know, to say up here, but that's the one. In film study, he's going, why didn't I just fire it at him?
Here's a rugby kick, and it's blocked by Lionel Washington, number 97.
Kick it again.
Now picked up. What a concept. Washington got there first.
That's John L. Smith, the special teams coordinator. Now, I watched him practice all this. This was an automatic. He's not supposed to run it until he gets the look. Now, let's see if Alabama had an overloaded look to the rugby. And he's only got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to the outside here. They go with it, and no one touches the end man on the line of scrimmage. You're running towards it, and no one blocks it. Arkansas got a little too cute and didn't execute it. Disaster.
John L. Smith, former Michigan State head coach, former Louisville head coach, longtime associate of Bobby Petrino. Here's the handoff. It goes to Richardson, number 3, and Adrian Davis, number 18, makes the tackle. So the blocked punt, Lionel Washington. John L. Smith, take a look at this.
And he went right to the quarterback of the punt team and goes, why didn't you call that off? There was a man outside, or you should have taken him. He was very upset with his blocking back for not calling off the rugby punt.
Julio Jones.
Jeez, don't you get the feeling that you really couldn't go too wrong throwing the ball to him 10 or 12 times again?
Right. First down, Crimson Tide.
Just pitch it to the outside. Now watch this. It takes 10 people, 10 Arkansas players come over here and gang tackle Julio Jones on this play. And I don't think he goes down until the 10th guy hits him. I don't have enough numbers to go. Look at that. There are 10 guys on that tackle.
Wow. On first down, here's McElroy, play fake, pulls back, fires it short, and it's caught by Preston Dial.
You know who McElroy reminds me of? Kyle Mason. The old point guard.
Yeah, for Kentucky.
Remember, Kyle never looked like he was in a hurry. He just distributed the ball to all his good players.
Right.
Nothing looked fancy. You kind of never got wowed by the guy. Nothing stood out. He didn't do anything fancy with the ball. Just pass it to the open guy and just make the play. That's how McElroy just distributes the ball all around the field. Never wows you with any one throw.
Here's the handoff to Richardson up the middle. Enjoyed Tracy's update on McElroy, and he's only made 2 B's in his entire academic career. He's taking one class right now. It's in sports management, taught by Butch Henry, and the guest speaker the other night was our producer, Craig Silver.
Right. And 3 people sleeping in the class. I was talking, I heard.
3rd and 5. The avuncular Craig Silver, by the way. 3rd down and 5. Mark Ingram is the running back. That's Marquise Mays in motion. Play fake. McElroy under pressure.
There he is.
Finds Ingram. Touchdown, Alabama.
Kyle Mason. You got to hit the open shot. You give him the free throw. He hits the open shot. There it is.
Set up by that man's block. Lionel Washington.
Well, set up by a disaster in special teams also for Arkansas on that blocked punt. That was a disaster.
That was the punt blocked by Lionel Washington. Here's Lee Tiffin on. Extra point, good. It all started with Washington's block punt, ultimately recovered by Eric Anders.
Feeble attempt to block him there.
And how about the touchdown?
Yep, get the open shot or make a free throw and you just throw it out there, and that's as easy as it can get. That was very, very easy drive. You go Julio Jones, you distribute the ball, and you put it to 28-7.
Stallworth out. Hightower, beg your pardon. Dante Stallworth.
Yes.
Wrong team.
It's all right.
Wrong team. Dante Hightower. Injured knee in the first half, but back on the sidelines. And Mark Ingram made the touchdown catch, 14 yards from Greg McElroy. Tiffin will kick off for Alabama. Now leading by 21. Grabbed at the goal line. Johnson all the way out. Good return. Now let's revisit Lionel Washington's block of the rugby kick.
Yeah, here it goes. Bottom defensive end comes out, not blocked at all by Jericho Nelson, number 31. Nelson makes the call to stay with it. Jericho Nelson, number 30. Now watch, John L. Smith is going, you should have called it off. We went over this, and if you're going to come out, you got to bump him. You just can't wave at him. That was a huge play.
52-yard kickoff return. And here's Mallett. With time, going deep. He's got a man open again. Is it picked off? It is not. It is. Yes.
Boy, it's close. I don't know if that ball hit the ground or not. I think your first instinct is correct here. This was so late by Ryan. You know, he loves his arm. He knows it's a strong arm. but he threw it way late. Almost has to have a stop on the route from right. Now let's see if this ball hits the ground or not. Oh yeah, it did. That's going to be an incomplete pass. That ball hit the ground.
Ben Oldham is the replay official, and of course I think you all know that in college football every play is under review.
Well, this one should be
Prior
stopped.
play is under further review.
Well, I don't know what Ben's going to do, but I know what I would do. I would reverse that call.
Incomplete.
Yes. Well, to see how late that ball was thrown by Ryan. You know, he knows he's got a big arm. He believes in his arm, but just still, these fast receivers in the SEC for Arkansas outran it. Jarius Wright outran it.
There's one look. Hard to tell there.
Oh, yeah, the ball was still moving right there when he caught it.
Now from the side. It's out. Right there, don't you think?
Yep. I was already getting a hot dog. I was sure. You were on your own those last two.
Oh.
Well, again, another mini break for Arkansas to stay in this football game.
Now the conversation does continue.
Yeah, now they got to find out where the ball was. They had to move it back and move the chains back and everything. We got a little bit of a delay.
Thomas Ritter, and that conversation continues. We've not had an indication that it was overturned, but I think that's what we're going to hear right now.
After review, video evidence shows that the ball came loose and hit the ground. Therefore, we have an incomplete pass. It's going to be second down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Second down.
Did you see the lack of reaction by Nick? The guys in the booth had already told Nick it was going to be overturned.
And you know what I liked about that whole process was the timeliness of it. They didn't dawdle. Ben Oldham thought he had conclusive evidence.
Right.
Bingo. Didn't take him 4 minutes. And so Arkansas gets it back. Second down and 10. They haven't changed the down marker yet. Now they do. And here comes Ryan Mallett. Ryan Mallett, when he was living in Lincoln, Arkansas, used to park cars at Razorback Stadium so he and his dad could get in and watch the Hogs. Having a tough afternoon, 12 of 28 for 160, and the sun has broken through. Just when I talked about the timeliness.
Well, you called it at Mississippi State. It was headed this way. A veteran SEC announcer. You know exactly the patterns here.
Yeah. Yep. There's Ryan Mallett's folks. They live in Texarkana. His dad is a middle school coach. And for a while, they lived in Hooks, Texas. And that's where Ryan went to middle school himself. Home of Billy Sims.
Old teammate.
Yep. Second down and 10. Smith, big run, first down. That's a gain of 12.
Well, a couple guesses this time. Corey Reamer and Rolando McClain both shoot the gap, and they shoot the wrong gap. See? 25 and 13, both in the backfield, and they both came the wrong angle, and that allowed Smith to get to the outside.
First down at the 36-yard line. Mallett with a play-action pass. Double coverage left side and a little behind the receiver.
Gotta
Childs.
catch that, though.
Now let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update.
Vern, it wouldn't be Saturday for you if there weren't a fly in the ointment update. Andy Dalton's going to go 25 yards to Antoine Hicks. They reviewed it. It's good. 14-10 TCU. And number one, Florida is about to start up with Kentucky, hoping not to be a flu in the ointment. Vern, back to you.
Tim, that's worth an oof, though. Second down and 10. They go deep. Right side. And overthrown. Incomplete. Intended for Reggie Fish, number 1.
Yeah, it should have been to Jarius Wright, though, number 4. Because the slot guy broke open. And, you know, you got to make a quick decision at quarterback that time. He chose the wrong guy, and he actually threw the ball to the covered player. Another big third down play here. And I pretty much guess, even though we got, you know, it's a third quarter here, Petrino has 2 downs to pick this up. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes halfway on this third down play.
Left side.
Oh, man.
Wow. Michael Smith.
Now, Michael Smith's not the tallest player, but this is a gift. A gift first down, and the ball's thrown too high. 4th and 10. Can't do it. That's an easy completion, and you'll get Red the Riot Act for that one. Any of us would be.
Arenas is back. Dylan Breeding on to punt. And Arenas at the 10. Let's see if they can stop it. No, yes. At the 1-yard line. Inside the 1. Now let's bring you up to date on SEC action. Tough one for LSU today. They held off Mississippi State. They had to have a goal line stand to do so. And a big punt return from Chad Jones, 30-26. South Carolina on Thursday night, as Jevon Sneed had a 7 of 21 night. They won. South Carolina did over Ole Miss.
How about that
16-10.
game? You mentioned it. I think LSU had a punt return for a touchdown,
Right.
an interception for a touchdown, stopped them 3rd and 1 and 4th and inches to win the football game.
We've got LSU at Georgia next week, and look forward to that one. From the half-yard line, if there is such a thing, officially the 1.
Great play by the quarterback and the guy who never had anything more than a B. He went hard count, 1 B in his whole career, and he outsmarted the defense on that one. That makes him feel as good as his touchdown passes today. Stole 5 yards.
Dead ball. Offside by contact. Nose guard. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Watch him go hard count. Watch his head. Oh, he got him. Now watch how happy he is. Yeah. A left-handed fist, and then boy, right now, bang, bang.
Ouch.
Dumb.
McElroy's B, I find great irony in this.
I know.
His B was in leadership and management.
I don't want to take that course. Guys, all leadership.
Here's Ingram bouncing to the left side, and it'll be 2nd down. Hilton Ford, number 9, makes the tackle.
See, look how big that 5 yards was right now, because you're looking at 2nd and 10 backed up. Now, from the 5 or 6 yard line, you can really call anything, because this is where we talked about it early. McElroy has earned the trust of, I think, of his coaching staff and Nick Saban. They'll let him throw down here, throw his way out of it.
2nd and 5 at the 6, and he does have 2 wide receivers wide right. Out of this pistol formation, he's 5 yards back. They hand it off left side.
Ooh,
ouch.
Big hit.
Wow. That's Wendell Davis, number 10, with the tackle.
He's always looked big because the back stumbles when he gets hit. See, he lost his legs before Davis cleaned it up. Watch him trip just a bit and then gets cleaned up with a perfect technique tackle there.
3rd and 3 at the 8-yard line. Ingram, right side, squirts through, 1st down. Out to the 14.
Well, everyone's getting familiar with this pistol formation. Chris Alt, actually one of the people that Bobby Petrino said he learned a lot of football from, really started this trend out in Nevada with this pistol, and it's really spread now. The reason it's effective is you get the shotgun and you get the tailback being able to attack both sides because he's lined up in the middle of the formation. Gives you some I formation, but shotgun also.
And here's the traditional I formation. The handoff goes to Ingram, and maybe a 1-yard gain. We're at 2:45 remaining in the third quarter. Mark Ingram was telling us yesterday that he just loved watching the SEC on television when he was in high school. He visited Wisconsin, his dad's alma mater, Michigan State, Arizona State, and he never made an official visit down here. But they started recruiting him, and he came down in the spring and fell in love with the place. He doesn't say y'all yet. And how about the fact as he stopped here on second down, he told us, Gary, that he thought football was his least favorite sport.
I know.
Loved golf.
As a kid, he played that junior tour as a young golfer. And he says he hasn't picked it up for a while. The golf clubs, I mean. You know, most of, and they all count, I understand this, but most of Alabama's rush yards have been in the big plays. I mean, they haven't been able to do what they did last year, just kind of grind it out with those 4, 5, 6 yards at a crack.
3rd and 9. Screen pass. Got some room to rip, and that's Roy Upchurch for a first down. Jericho Nelson with the tackle. It's a gain of 13.
Well, and Upchurch does that the best. They told us that the thing they love about Upchurch, who's been fighting off a few injuries, is that he's our best screen back and our best blitz linebacker back. You know, when they get those linebackers coming, he takes them on the best.
Darius Hanks is on the field. He and Marquise Mays go wide right. That's Mays outside of Hanks. And Julio Jones split left. McElroy, deep right side, man-on-man coverage. Oh, how about that? Hanks.
This guy's coming on. Hanks is becoming, I'll tell you, here's Julio Jones down here. You got to wonder why he doesn't go to him, because Julio Jones runs right by the defender on this place from on Broadway. Watch it. Touchdown. Boom. That's a touchdown if you go to the bottom of the screen right here. But throw to the other side, and Hanks makes a nice play on it. He is an emerging star for this football team.
Nelson was the defender. It's a gain of 32. And they test the middle, don't get much.
Well, you know, if you block on one play, maybe you get rewarded on the next play. Remember the screen pass on 3rd down? Hanks went downfield, did his job, and threw and cleaned a little yardage for the first down. Maybe Greg McElroy says, I saw that, I'm coming to you. Although to me, if 8 has one-on-one, it's like, gee, kind of mismatch.
Alexander's on the field now, number 82. Here's the blitz from the corner. One-on-one right side and overthrown. Flag.
They did throw the flag.
Franklin with the pressure on McElroy.
Remember Ramon Broadway was beat on the last play by Julio Jones and he didn't throw to him?
Right.
Maybe the box said, called down and says, God, number 26 got killed on the play before. Let's go at him again. And they did.
Here's Tom Ritter.
Pass interference, number 26, defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
That's a good, real good call by Jim McElwain, the offensive coordinator. Broadway, bad technique, he's arm bar, you can see it with his right arm, they're gonna call that. The whole way down, he rode the receiver, and there's Jim McElwain right there. Guy waving his hand, now covered up by the graphic. Offensive coordinator.
From Fresno State,
yeah,
as a matter of fact. And Montana. Missoula. Not much there on this one. And the clock winds down to 0 at the end of the third. That's the end of 3 with the score 28-7 Crimson Tide over the Razorbacks. We'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium right after this word from your local station. Welcome back to the fourth quarter, Bryant-Denny Stadium. Right off the quadrangle, and you see the Denny chimes, a famous tower, here as a part of the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson. And Alabama in the midst of a very long drive. Trent Richardson is going to be at running back as we begin the fourth quarter. 28-7 Crimson Tide. From the 25, they'll go in this pistol formation now. Here's McElroy, flips it out to Richardson. Oh, boy.
He's home run.
Wow.
Holy cow.
I am reminded, because we were told at halftime, Leroy Jordan is here, and he told some guys at halftime, Emmitt Smith.
I agree. He may be a little bigger than Emmitt, but that stockiness, willing to take collisions, doesn't fall down easy. I like that comparison.
Alabama a year ago, 12-0, lost the last 2, Florida and Utah. Comparison then to now,
well,
what do you think?
Last year they had one way to beat you down. I mean, they had that power and it was dependable every game. This year they have more ways to beat you, but maybe not quite as dependable.
Third down and short. Quarterback draw. McElroy got it. First down.
You know, I'm beginning to really like to talk about Greg McElroy, what the coaches told us. McElwain, his coach, and Nick Saban, is he plays with no ego on the quarterback draw here. He doesn't demand the ball. He doesn't want to throw the ball down the field all the time. He manages the game. I mean, he's perfect. He's Matt Monk. That was his quarterback at LSU when Nick won the national championship.
12th play of the drive. It's first down at the 13. And they'll run the draw. Here's Ingram.
A good stop there.
McElroy, as we've said, came out of South Lake Carroll. He played for Todd Dodge, who's now the head coach at North Texas. He agreed to go to Texas Tech. And you asked him yesterday, how did you wind up at Alabama?
Oh, yeah, and he cut me off really quickly, and he goes, you know. And I said, yeah, well, I want to hear you say it, you know. And he goes, Mike Shula wanted Tebow, and when Tebow didn't sign, I was the afterthought. Well, it's worked out pretty good for both guys, I think, right?
Yep, sure has. 2nd and 9 at the 12. McElroy, little shoving, incidental. Oh, no, there is a flag. The one official did not throw it, and the guy who was a little farther away.
Right. The side judge didn't call it, the back judge did. You know, I thought that was a good battle for the ball right there. You know, I mean, they had collision. You got to be kidding me. I know that one.
Pass interference, defense. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
Let's see the collision here. Of course, the ball was in the air, and that's what it is.
And that means Terrence Cody's in the backfield.
Oh, yeah. There's the one thing, ball. Well, I don't know. I thought that was pretty good coverage by Stewart that time. And there's the big guy. Will he get the ball? He hasn't got the ball yet.
Not this year. Nope, not this time. Touchdown. He got some attention, didn't he?
Oh, man.
Wow. Wendell Davis and Cody with a collision, but it was irrelevant as Ingram scooted around the right side, and it's 34-7. That was, Gary, a 99-yard touchdown drive.
Actually, 99 and a half, and Big Cody made, I want to say he made a pile, but he kind of is a pile by himself.
Tiffin. Terrence Cody. Nose tackle. Oh, my goodness. Ouch.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
And let's take you back through. Here's Trent Richardson, a 52-yard run in which he broke 4 tackles. Gadget play, McElroy to Julio Jones, 14-0 at the half. Ryan Mallett had a tough first half in this ball game. And then here's Dante Hightower out of the game following that block. Knee injury, don't know how serious, but it looked quite serious. Deep pass, Marquise Mays, 80-yard pass from McElroy. A blocked punt by Lionel Washington led to a touchdown. Mark Ingram. And then just moments ago, with Terrence Cody getting more than a small amount of attention, Ingram strolled in untouched.
Well, it was a 99.5-yard drive. I mean, that was pretty impressive. But, again, you got to point out that Arkansas helped them on that drive. They had 3 penalties on the drive. The initial offsides to get them off the half-yard line and 2 pass interferences. 1 was questionable.
Dennis Johnson is deep. Lee Tippin will kick off. And Johnson will take this, gathers it in at the 2-yard line. Tries to hurdle a man and is knocked down short of the 18. Let's go back. They downed that punt at the 1/2 yard line.
And this is where you can get your quarterback. You know, Phil Simms used to do a great job of it all the time when he played, stealing yards coming out of your own end zone right there. Yeah, I bet he's as proud of that play as anything he's done today.
Looks like he's going to remain undefeated as a starter.
Looked like a little hip pointer. I wonder if he got hit on that quarterback draw.
First down and 10. Mallett drills it.
They throw in another drop.
Hamilton dropped this one. Let's check in with Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, 2 series ago, McElroy came off the field. He was pointing to that hip, stretching it, riding the bicycle. He went back in for that last series, came back out, and immediately, again, started stretching his back, that side of the hip, went back on the bicycle. They just taped him up, put some ice on it. No word on whether he'll go back in. I haven't seen Star Jackson take the ball, though, and start warming up, guys.
Well, it was, last week that Star Jackson did establish himself as the number 2 quarterback, so we might see him with a 35-7 lead. Here's the handoff to Niall Davis. Flag is thrown. Davis forward for the first down if the play stands. Well, we'll await the penalty call. Let's go back to Tim Brando in New York.
All right, Vern, Tim Tebow able to move the ball on the ground. This is what he's been doing. 24 carries last week, you might recall. 30 of the 34 yards he has on the ground on this particular run. They had to settle for a field goal from Caleb Sturgis. They lead 3-0. Back to you.
Okay, Tim, thank you.
Number 71 offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
That's Wade Grayson.
Yeah, I'm glad Tracy did that story, because I was just thinking in my head, and I'm going to out myself here. I wonder if they're going to put Star Jones in. And then it's Star Jackson. That's right.
You know, I'm proud of you for fessing up.
And I looked and I turned it over to Star Jackson. I was thinking Star. Oh, man.
I'm the one who had.
That would have been embarrassing. That would have.
I had Dante Stallworth.
I know.
You know, it is live television after all. 2nd down. Mallett. Whoa.
Well, you know, it's not going to get any easier this year for the Arkansas Razorbacks. They have an improved football team, but they still have like the baton death march of college football here. At Alabama, at Florida, at Ole Miss. All right, that one might not be as tough as we thought. And at LSU, but that's about as tough as you can get. And then they also play Texas A&M in Texas at Jerry's new stadium.
Yeah, Jerry World. I bet they won't be selling excessive party passes to that one.
No.
3rd down. And Mallett might. Did he get injured on that last play? Let's see. No, maybe there's a clock issue here.
We have operational problem with the play clock.
Operational problem. Would that mean like it's not working well? Is that operational problem?
No.
There you go. 40, 39, 40, 39. Yeah, that's operational problem. Well, you know, I felt in the first half that Arkansas dodged the bullet. Well, they helped. You know, they couldn't dodge it all day. They're just making too many mistakes here. Alabama might not be as vintage as they were a year ago, but they're pretty darn good.
Back judge will keep the play clock on the field until they get this problem fixed. Left side. Michael Smith. Fourth down. So we're going to see Dylan Breeding again, the walk-on from Hoover High School. Less than an hour from here, suburb of Birmingham, and one of the traditional high school powers, not just in the state, but throughout the country. But he walked on at Arkansas. Javier Arenas at the 38-yard line. Short. That'll be a one-hopper. Arenas, whoa! Let me get out of the way.
Yeah. He wanted to get that on the first hop, and it just didn't happen.
53-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Long day for a large quarterback. 6'7" Ryan Mallett. 7 of 21 in the first half. McElroy back on the field. We do not have Star Jackson replacing him, so
or Star Jones, either one of them. All right.
Are you?
That'll
okay.
You know.
Erase.
All right.
First down and 10. Left side. This is Terry Grant. Gets outside and is knocked out of bounds by Jerry Franklin, number 34.
Well, Terry Grant has worked himself out of the doghouse for Nick Saban this year. He's volunteered to do anything necessary to help the team win, and he's earned his spot in the rotation. It's a tough rotation, though. I mean, you got Ingram, Upchurch, and Richardson. That's a tough lineup to break into.
First down and 10. That pretty?
That is beautiful.
In Tuscaloosa. First down, 10. Terry Grant goes left.
Nope.
And don't forget, later in the game, the play of the game presented by Outback Steakhouse.
Well, if I'm Alabama, I mean, I'm third ranked. You know, I mean, if you look ahead of you, Florida obviously controls their own destiny, but you get to play Florida. Texas, I think, second, controls their own destiny. But if I'm Nick coming through this game, I only have two concerns. I lost the playmaker on defense, it looks like, and my offensive line doesn't look like they can knock people off the line of scrimmage like they did last year.
Second down. They go left. Flag is thrown on the far side. Well, Jim McElwain is the second-year offensive coordinator at Alabama. Bobby Petrino's second year as the head coach at Arkansas. They go back to high school. On your left, McElwain, who went to Missoula Sentinel High School, the Spartans. On your right, Bobby Petrino from Capital High School in Helena. They met in the 1979 state tournament in Missouri. And we asked Petrino how it all came out. He said, I lit him up. I went 33 points.
33 points. Was that for the championship or the
Actually, it was a consolation game to get into the third place game.
You know, what was funny is one guy said he lit him up for 33, and the other guy said, no, it was only 32.
And then McElwain reminded us, and I'm sure he wants this on the air, that he did score the last 5 points in overtime to give them the
jump pass.
Yeah. Terry Grant all the way to the 45-yard line.
Screen pass to McElwain. Could have been rough on the passer after the play too. Watch Craig McElroy jump pass, and then he gets shoved down. Oh yeah, that's definitely roughing the passer. I'm surprised that one wasn't called. That's his version of it. Nice run on the back end of it.
And a first down 10. Here's the pistol again. They come right with the handoff. Terry Grant. 9:33 left in this one. Let's see what else is going on. Once again, here's Tim.
All right, fellas, you know Tim Tebow likes that jump pass down here, but this time he calls his own number. 3-yard run, 2 now away from tying Herschel Walker for rushing touchdowns in the SEC in its history. And TCU holds on to beat Clemson. Gary Patterson, much like Nick Saban, Gary loves to take running backs, turn them into defensive ends. Back to you.
Right. Yep, that's exactly what he did with Hughes, and he's a great one.
On second down, McElroy, that's Alexander, who starts in motion, now comes back. Work on the clock and keep it down. It's Terry Grant inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
You know, I think Nick Saban here, and you know, we got to say, I think he's showing his team that, yeah, I had Terry in the doghouse last year, but I've let him out, and I'm feeding him the ball. That goes through that whole team is, listen, I'm rough, I'm tough, and I've got my way of doing things, but, you know, I can forgive some guys, and you can earn your way back in here. So subtly, he's given his team a message long-term that I understand, and I'll feed you the ball. If you work hard, I'll get you back in the game plan.
2 receivers wide left on third down. It'll be fourth down. Adrian Davis, number 18, makes the tackle. Greg McElroy was telling us yesterday his mom went to Florida State, I believe.
Right.
He had an uncle that went to Florida. Said, despite that, I don't like either school. My dad played football at Hawaii, and I'd forgotten this. I said, what does your dad do? He said, he's vice president of sales for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right.
So he's been busy with the opening of Jerry World. And this is like a mini Cowboy reunion here. It's fourth down. We've got Chuck Howley, Cliff Harris, and Leroy Jordan all here in the stadium today. This is a nice one and goes through the end zone. That will be a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. P.J. Fitzgerald, 7:20 to go. Alabama's going to go to 4-0, 1-0 in the conference. Razorbacks, with a tough road schedule still in front of them, are going to go to 1-2. Even here at Bryant-Denny, some viewing spots are better than others. These are the folks lining the exit as people start to stream out, beat the traffic, 35-7. Red Lobster presents today's Scholar Athlete. It's P.J. Fitzgerald. He's already graduated. Look at the GPA in graduate school, 4.0. And studying sports management for his master's degree. First down and 10. Blitz, Mallett off his back foot and incomplete. Well, Alabama's going to go 4-0. How about controlling your own destiny?
Well, here's the way I got it. I think the number 1 seed in the country right now is the SEC champion if they're undefeated. That means Florida, Alabama, or LSU, if they run the table, go undefeated, I think they're number 1. Oop, they're already, destiny is gone. But Texas is sitting in the number 2 spot. California loses today. So look at Penn State and Michigan have moved themselves up the ladder.
Mallett. Intercepted. Picked off by Justin Woodall, number 27. And Alabama has going to have a first down at the 14-yard line.
Well, inside Jarius Wright was the receiver. You could see the defender Johnson was there, and number 27 Woodall ends up with it. You know, it's hard to believe. I think the start of this game, when that long pass was hit, at 14-7, you could really see the Arkansas players said, we got a chance in this game. That pass down the sideline, I think they said, we ain't going to win this game.
Right. That's the first interception in the last 105 for Ryan Mallett. Day to forget for Mallett and his teammates.
Yeah, they have a long way to go. They really do.
Woodall with his first interception of the season. And McElroy apparently is going to finish this one out. There's 7:02 to go. That one goes nowhere. Jake Beckett, Debbie Thomas's nephew. Let's go back to Tim.
All right, Vern. Gary, Colt McCoy had a big day. 3 touchdown passes in all against UTEP. And the blowout is on. This one, a 36-yarder to Dan Buckner. And we also had blowouts today that we weren't expecting. Like, as you mentioned, Gary, California and Miami. Neither team showing up on the road. I submit we don't know who the best teams are. We may know who's most improved, but we don't know the best. Back to you.
Well, yeah, it's a long season. I'm still saying that I think this year might be the year that everybody has a loss.
Here's the handoff.
One of the teams that just, as we're watching this play out, that really is an enigma to me. How would you like to figure out Florida State if you were a Seminole fan? What are they? They almost lose to Jacksonville State.
Right.
They blow away BYU, and they come home and get beat by South Florida. And I'll bet you there's not a player on South Florida that got an offer from Florida State.
And South Florida playing without their stellar quarterback.
That's right. Amazing.
Third down. And 14. 5:38 to go. Handoff. It's going to be fourth down. And
you know who walks up into that fifth slot right behind Michigan and Penn State? Cincinnati. All of a sudden, that team who seems to be able to win and move the ball is going to get a mention here.
And it would appear now that they're going to forego SJU the field goal.
Well, they don't want to get their quarterback hit here, I don't think. It might not be very fancy.
Yep. Grant, the ball will go over on downs.
See, that you really don't have much to do there. If you kick a field goal, it looks like you're rubbing it in.
Sure.
So I thought that was the right call. Well, what does Arkansas have to do as a team? Relax and play. I watched them practice. They have ways to move the ball. They have a quarterback who can throw the ball. It looks like Tyler Wilson's going to come in for Ryan Mallett here to finish off this game.
But before he gets to take a snap, time has been called. It will be Tyler Wilson at quarterback. First down and 10, and it will be Tyler Wilson, the freshman from Greenwood, Arkansas, in the quarterback. Ryan Mallett through for the day. Tough one.
Tyler Wilson received the medical red shirt last year, even though he played against Alabama. Got hurt later. Yeah, I think he had mononucleosis later, and they let him have another year, so he's still 4 years of eligibility.
Here's the handoff to Broderick Green, number 29.
You know what I was saying about Arkansas is, you watch them practice, they got talent.
Mm-hmm.
This big stage on the road, they're not used to it. They were out of sync this whole football game. That is not, I don't think, typical of how they can play football. Now, give some credit to Alabama because they force things, but I still think there was too many unforced errors.
On both sides of the ball?
On both sides of the ball, and special teams, 3 sides of the ball.
Oh, Wilson.
Man.
Wilson got popped. The catch is made by Joe Adams, number 3. And let's check in with Tim Brando once again.
Those flu-like symptoms are going away quickly for the Gators, Vern. Here's Chris Rainey coming through for a boom, the blocked punt, and he recovers it in the end zone to make it 17-0. And they're perched at the Kentucky 12, going in yet again. Back to you.
Wow, how do you explain it?
Well, why is he running up the score on Rich? He never say anything about Urban Meyer. Not a word. Oh, nice throw.
Pass complete at the 40-yard line. Well, Alabama came in ranked number 3. Let's bring you up to date on the top 10. Florida leading by 17. Texas wins big over Mike Price. Alabama leading. Penn State, Iowa tonight. Ole Miss, really a disappointing outing. California, that is a surprise to me.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. You know, Georgia plays Arizona State tonight and LSU next week. That's 2 big games for Georgia coming up.
There's Green out of the backfield. Now, you said you had a scenario in the summer.
Yeah, it was a half of a tweak against the NCAA or the BCS for not changing the rule that you can't play for the national championship unless you win your conference.
Right.
So if that's the rule, the only way you can't have that happen is LSU has to beat Florida, lose to Alabama. Alabama goes undefeated, and then come back, and the only one-loss teams are Florida and LSU, but everybody else has to have losses. The only scenario I see that happening is Texas is going to have to go into double.
Yeah.
I don't think it's likely. Texas got too many good football players and not enough competition.
Second and 10. Tyler Wilson. Deep left side. Childs is down there. It's incomplete. Well, Alabama's got to go to Kentucky their next game, and then at Ole Miss. They get South Carolina at home.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you were Kentucky to have season tickets. You get Florida and Alabama back to back. If you're a player for Kentucky, you might want to rather do that in basketball season rather than football season.
Look at Terrence Cody. Speaking of basketball.
Yeah. That's Hightower, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Cody at Riverdale in Florida played high school basketball at 400-some pounds. Third down. And our guys uncovered this picture of Terrence Cody as a power forward. Look at this.
Oh my goodness. How about that matchup for 22?
Yeah.
That's a tough charge.
You talk about taking a charge. Oh, dear. And Cody was complaining he got called for a charge on the play. Oh, goodness. On fourth down, Arkansas will go for it. Left side. And the ball will go over on downs. Caught by Kobe Hamilton. Well, how's Florida doing? Let's check in with Tim.
One must think that Tim Tebow might break Herschel Walker's rushing record touchdowns tonight because he's gone in from a couple of yards again. So it's 24-0. He had 24 carries last week. My question to Gary Danielson is, can Urban continue to run Tebow this much? Vern.
All right, I'll be the conduit here. Gary is shrugging his shoulders.
Well, they have to get some, I think, to run it against the powerhouses. They need some more help from their receivers, but they got to get Deontay Thompson healthy. They've got to have, Rainey and Demps emerge a little bit more. So the basic answer, I'm going to say, Tim, no. I think they need more help. I don't think he can do it all by himself.
Star Jackson is on the field at quarterback. There he is. Redshirt freshman from Lake Worth, Florida, 6'3", 206-pounder. Got to play quite extensively last week against North Texas in that convincing win. McElroy for the day, 17 of 24, 9 yards short of 300. 3 touchdowns, including an 80-yarder and a 52-yarder, and no interceptions.
Well, this Alabama team, we asked, was it Rolando, was it, or McLean that asked? I said, what was it like? Was the SEC championship loss tougher or the Utah loss tougher? He says, the SEC championship loss was crushing because we played well and they grabbed it from us. They got the win. He said the Utah loss was embarrassing. We just didn't show up. But that SEC loss, that was a crusher.
Well, that was 1 versus 2 in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, and it was Tebow putting his team on his back in the fourth quarter and leading to a victory. Well, Dante Hightower, knee injury.
Yeah, number 30, helmet right to his, I guess it was his left knee there, goes off, and the most versatile player on that team that could do the most things in Saban's defense is going to be, for Nick to even say it's a knee injury, it's a serious one because he doesn't give out a lot of information.
14 seconds remaining. Nick Saban, Bobby Petrino. And a 35-7 victory for the Crimson Tide, coming in today ranked 3rd. We'll return to Bryant Denny right after this message. Alabama wins at 35-7. They've won their 10th consecutive home game here at Bryant Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. This one quite convincing. Now time for the play of the game, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Here's Eli Gold of the Alabama Radio Network.
With McElroy split wide right, the handoff to Ingram. Now the give, and a drop back to McElroy. Throws it long to Julio. He makes the grab, breaks a tackle. He's going to waltz it in. 50-yard touchdown for Alabama. A little razzle-dazzle off the Wildcat look. And the Crimson Tide is on top by a score.
That gave them a 14-0 lead, which they held at the half. Greg McElroy, career highs of 291 yards and 3 touchdowns. Undefeated as a starter, both at Alabama and in high school. 17 of 24 today, 35-7. The Crimson Tide defeats Arkansas in their first SEC game of 2009. For Tracy Wolfson, Gary Danielson, I'm Vern Lundquist. We will see you next week between the hedges in Athens, Georgia. So long, everybody.